Hello, and welcome to another ALTTPR Season 3 Team League matchup between the Double Dippers and But We're Buddies of the Misery Mire Division. We have eddaump on the left-hand side, ChelseyxLynn on the right-hand side. I am Worldwide Wimpy, and I am joined by Scary Olive. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. What about you, Worldwide?
I am doing excellent. Everyone here in the Speed Gaming chat, sit back, relax, and strap it down as we're going to have ourselves some really good rando racing action here between two very high-end runners when it comes to Link to the Past randomizers. They're in the Invitational League for the ALTTPR League, which was exclusive club. You got to be really good at this game. I'm bad at it. Olive, I don't know how good you are at it, but, you know, you have to be really good to be even competitive in this whole league. How do you see this matchup playing out?
I think it's going to be a great match, honestly. When I saw it on the schedule, I was like, oh, that's some of the match I wanted to watch because I think it could go either way. eddaump and Chelsea, they've been in the scene for a long time now and very talented players. And open, it's a quick one. It's a nice one. I think it's going to be a great start of the weekend here.
And before we jump into the action, I just want to thank Jinxie Girl for doing the tracking for this race today. It's the most thankless job in this broadcast of Link to the Past Randomizer. And we have you in chat as well. Sound off any questions that you may have about routing or our runners. Remember, you can follow them by hitting the !R command inside of your Twitch chat. That will give you a link inside of their Twitch pages. You can do the same thing for your commentary team and your tracking team. And should you go over to the ALTTPR League channel on Twitch, your restream team as well, as we are underway, as we get the Link's house open here and we find a triple pack of bombs. eddaump decides to go ahead and save and quit and take those bombs into Kakariko Village.
Yeah, always nice to have bombs. You know, when you're heading into Kakariko Village, then you don't have to, farm from them, like maybe at the Bush Crab or the Triple. Chelsea deciding to go towards the Uncle. We'll see if what happens next, but it's never a good idea. It's never a bad idea, I mean.
As we just see that tier 1 level of tree pull being $20 dues. So Chelsea, should she not find bombs, will have enough spare cash to pick up those explosions in Kakariko. We're getting an Uncle check here. Just $20 more. Plenty of cash for Chelsea now to get through everything in Kakariko.
Yeah. Getting money early is always a good thing. Because you never know when you'll need a Zora or whatever. So getting the triple, it's really nice.
As we get a pack of bombs over on Chelsea's side and a mirror in the mushroom spot in Lost Woods, we get a drop in here from eddaump into the Thief's Den. We find ourselves a piece of heart. It likes to go ahead and pick that up. It's always nice to have an extra heart or two when you find those pieces of heart that are right in front of you.
Yeah, at the start of the game, you never know what the game is going to offer to you, so it's always nice to have to get the most. You never know if you're going to have to be in the Thieves Town in like 3 minutes when you get your Dark World access in Kakariko if it happens. So later I think we will see people maybe skip some stuff when you're already comfortable, but now you never know, so a good thing to pick it up.
As we got a map check from ChelseyxLynn. We've got a red crystal in desert, blue crystals inside of Eastern, and Tower of Hera. So all of our pendants are going to be inside of the Dark World. That could be good news for our runners, having the easier dungeons have crystals. Or it could be bad news with a pendant Thieves Town that you have to dip for some reason. As we find a pair of gloves inside of Blind's house here in the basement. And Chelsea also elects to pick up that piece of heart.
I gotta say, I really appreciate eddaump use of the tile sprite here. It's a very brave sprite to use. It's one of the harder ones. So
yeah, a lot of the lineups for bomb jumps and clips use that shadow underneath the sprite, and that tile sprite is just large enough to cover up a lot of that shadow. But eddaump is more than good enough to go ahead and do that with a tile sprite, as we find a mushroom growing inside of Kakariko Village. Maybe that's why the water was tasting so foul. And a Bombos medallion in the back of the well. A bee in a bottle, that's always nice to find. You have to befriend your befriends.
Yeah. I like to keep that bee, and you know, if you were gonna go do like a mini Moldorm cave and you don't have weapons yet, you can release the bee and it goes a little bit faster, or you can keep it for later. But it's never you can.
I like having a little surprise for Mothula. Here you go, have a bee.
Yeah, you can use the bees. It's not always wasted.
As we get a peek inside of the chicken hut here from Edda, finding another medallion in the Quake medallion. So 2 medallions in. I bet you Meyer and Turtle Rock are both pendants at this point.
Yeah, it's always suspicious when you have this the medallion so early. It's like, well, what does it really mean here? Maybe that means that you don't really need it because it's early in the logic, but we'll see.
And the poor sick child in his bed in this house has a moon pearl. He came down with lycanthropy, so he needed that moon pearl to keep him sane during these full moons and Halloween time.
Yep. So it's always nice to get the moon pearl early, and we've got it now. If we do fake flippers, now we can go enter the waterfall fairy, stuff like that, and oh, was that ice rod?
Yeah, that's an ice rod on Library Ledge. Ice rod is only necessary for killing Trinects, so if Turtle Rock is a pendant and completely optional, we won't need to come back for that. As we find a poor lady in a bottle, you gotta rub the bottle the right way for it to come out. And we're gonna go ahead and just leave that there for now, as it looks like Edda's gonna be heading to the back of Escape.
You know, I'm a big fan of fairies. You know, I think fairies is a great item to get. You know, it's a safety. It's nice, but here the time to go get the fairy, I don't think it's worth it. So I understand the decision to leave it behind here.
And especially since you already have 1 bottle in your pocket, you can just go ahead and say, if I do the game, I can grab it if I want, but I'm good.
Yeah.
Piece of heart, small key, and another piece of heart in the back of Escape here. At a saving and quits from the back room there. I would imagine probably doing South Shore first, or perhaps even Escape if they have enough bombs, which they have 2, so this is probably going to be a bomb shop. Maybe up into Sasarello's closet, maybe back over and around to Mini Moldorm.
Yeah, the bomb situation for eddaump right now is it's looking dire, so you'll have to go buy the bombs here in the shop.
And gives us a little peek on the best vacation spot in all of Hyrule, our Lake Hylian Island. Just having a pack of arrows on it, and buys those bombs, and is going to be doing probably Escape, maybe Mini Moldorm Cave.
Yeah, Escape with bombs it's doable, but it's really not the fastest. It's not very efficient. So if you can avoid it, I'd avoid it. So, and looking like that's what he's gonna do. Here he's gonna do the fake flippers to go towards the magic hut to give the mushroom here. And since he did a save and quit, maybe we'll see a hard reset if nothing's on that. So we can do fake powder later.
Yeah, the setup is a little difficult without having any arms to tell how far away you are from the edge there.
Yeah, that's
another thing with that tile sprite.
Yeah, that's the challenge of playing with these offbeat sprite, I would call them. I don't know, but it looks cool. So, I mean, it's style points.
Yeah, it's the medallions, the bottles, and even the actual items. They don't have arms, and a lot of the lineups you use those sprites for it.
It looks so ridiculous in the water.
As we find a red boomer inside of the dam here, Chelsey's going to go ahead and just empty that water out and see what's in the bottom of the lake here. Just a red rupee. Chelsea's going to pick it up. Says, if I find any more cash, hey, I'll be close to that Zora money.
Yeah. eddaump did do the hard reset here. We could see the name of the ROM loading. So that's if it's like if he was on a console, he pushed a reset button. So he keeps the mushroom for now, and he's going towards Escape. Interesting.
Yeah, it's not a bad place since you've already done the back. Just kind of knock it out and not have to worry about it. You haven't done Uncle yet, so it's a good amount of checks as well. As Chelsea's got to use those bombs in a very unique way to go ahead and
use the bee! Use the B! Oh. It's alright. One bomb left.
Just enough to get through Ice Rod Cave. She elects to go ahead and go through it as we find arrows, piece of heart, more bombs, a green goo, and another heart, which is a sanctuary heart in that right-hand side. Mini Moldorm having absolute diddly poo.
I gotta say, it's quite an interesting start here. Not a lot of nice item to have found already. Like, there's no progression. Only like later stuff. Like the medallions are great for end game. The mirror is great for when you're in Dark World, but right now we can't really do much with what we have.
Yes, it looks like Chelsey's gonna head into the witch's hut here with the mushroom, turn it in, reset it once she finds out the bad news that it's absolute garbage. So we're seeing a little bit of overlay here as Edda heads into the bottom of escape sequence here. This is the map chest. You have to kill the guard here to get a small key. We already have one in the inventory. As we get a nice little timing on that bomb there, finding a 10-pack of bombs in that first one. Edda elects not to get that small key. Works perfectly well. If you take a death warp here and go get Dark Cross, you don't need that key.
Yeah, you don't really need that key. You already got the key in the back of escape when you did it, so it saves a little bit of time. Normally, if you have a sword, you kill it and you get the key. But now it was out of the way, so you could have skipped one of those two, and he decided to skip it. Not a bad choice.
Using that bomb to its fullest effect as you raise it above your head and just go give that guard a hug, throw that bomb, and hey. Using that chest and those statues to their fullest effect to drop that bomb on top of them. Edda gets that key. Gonna need to unlock this door and head into Zelda's cell as we head into Sarsapalla's closet over here on the right-hand side for ChelseyxLynn. Tried to pick up the pot for some health and picked up the bomb accidentally.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. There it is.
Bomb and some roots. Chelsey is the first to have Dark World access, finding that stop hammer time inside of Sarsapalla's closet.
Yeah, we're very lucky that we didn't have to go into Eastern. Like, you don't really want to go into dungeons you can clear, so I think if you couldn't do it, next step was probably Eastern after that, since we have seen the escape on eddaump, so here it's good for us, and Dark World it's happening.
As Chelsey heads into the Hype Cave area, Edda finding only a piece of cartographer's paper in Zelda's cell, which means we have an item in Dark Cross that is locked by fire. As we get our Light World check, we are pendants all south, blue left, green middle, red right, and a red crystal inside of Palace of Darkness.
We could see a flipperless seed here. The two Flippers dungeons are pendants, so Flippers could be against Tower.
As that brings that ice rod back into logic, we're going to have to come back to the library to get that cold rod.
Which is good news for the runners in a way, because you don't like ice rod hunts. So now you know that it's not an ice rod hunt. So we could have like a boot hunts, but at least it means you're going to have boots at some point when to do the against tower climb. So it's a good bit of knowledge. And
as Hype Cave is 0 out of 10 hype, absolutely nothing in there for Chelsey and Edda up once he goes ahead and heads there. As Edda's trying to use the bomb strat set, Moldorm is super aggro.
No.
Ooh. We all know that feeling. We've all taken a death there accidentally.
Yeah. Not having weapons to do the mini Moldorm, it can be kind of painful. The bombs, the first, like the Moldorms on the sides, they are manageable, but the first one, it's really, really unpredictable. And when you don't have a lot of health, it can go very, very quickly south, you know.
As we find just arrows on Cave 45. And heading over to Sarsapalla's closet, going to be finding their hammer momentarily.
Yeah, good thing for eddaump here that there was nothing really important in the mini Moldorm game. Like, I think it was a green potion was the best loot, so Now we'll probably go in the dark world and maybe we'll erode it again, but it's not like the biggest of time loss.
As we have our stump friend in the dark world having nothing for us today. Gonna get a dig game here from Chelsea. She's gonna probably head back up into the village and use the dark world portal to enter into Thieves Town.
Yeah, Thieves Town is it's a great play right now. I mean, it's a crystal. Always do your crystal when you can, and you have everything. You can get everything in there. Sometimes you don't have the hammer. You're like, oh, I don't want to go in there. I don't want to leave an item. Now we can get everything. So
yeah, especially with this dark world, with the overworld being starved for items as it is. As she finds Titan's mitts, there's going to be no need to use that portal at all. Just going to be lifting up a heavy rock and going right into the village.
Yeah, that's quite a nice place for them to be from the way she came. Like sometime you will try to go use the portal in the top and then drop down after Thieves Town. Then that's like but now the way that she came from the Stumpy and stuff and she gets it, it's very good for her rotting. Doing like a restricted major glitch here. What is happening?
She's trying to get the frog from the other end to lift up the rock and move over. Trying to be crafty with her way of picking up our Jeremiah bullfrog.
Yeah, the placement on the portal is... I think she's got it now.
She might have forgotten she just picked up Titan's mitts. As there she goes.
There it is.
Oh yeah, I can lift up the rocks. What am I doing? That's what she's telling herself right now. As we're gonna get a frog turn in, we're gonna get hammer pegs over here. No red cane unless we happen to get it off of these smiths here, so we can't do batter just yet.
No, I wonder if we'll see purple chest. I think it's kind of out of the way currently in the rotting, so maybe we'll skip purple chest right now, but it's available.
Yeah, I would imagine with a clearable dungeon available to you. Oh, no, she's going to elect to
She's going,
beer. Chelsea, you can do hammer pegs. Alright. I've never seen it routed this way. This is super interesting.
I mean, I understand the play here, because if you leave the... Well, okay, no hammer pegs, but purple chest. But yeah, if you leave the purple chest there, you might never come back for it. And if, you know, something like the boots are there, that's really, really painful, so...
Yeah, there's really no convenient time to turn in purple chest without the boots or the flute, so carrying it around with you, I guess, makes a lot of sense if you're going to be saving and quitting once you're done with the village. But hammer pegs are a thing, and I would have done that right before I grabbed that purple chest, but Chelsea's way better at this game than I am, and probably way smarter too, so...
Well, I don't really see a reason why not to do the hammer pegs. I mean, yes, you can do it faster with the boots, but I mean, you're there. It's available. It's but you know, maybe it's a galaxy brain.
Yeah, as Chelsea finds a lamp inside of the brewery in South Village of Outcasts, getting a bomb here and the cape from the chess game.
That chest is gonna see a lot of mileage. I guess we're gonna go all the way to like the graveyard ledge.
Yeah, this makes sense. You just got the cape. Go ahead and check Bumper Cave and Graveyard Ledge. Save and quit from there and drop off the chest afterwards, I guess, is the plan. Not a bad plan, actually. Decent
yeah, you can even do... I'm not even sure, but you could do like the current bomb jump and go all the way to Catfish even, I think.
Yeah, you could if you wanted to, and Chelsea's more than good enough to do that. Using that splash deletion, you'll be able to take the chest with you.
So we see like first a little dip into Skullwoods here from Hit Up, but it's really annoying that you don't have weapons to deal with these I don't know, like the jellies and the mummies here as
the Gibdos and the always something, I forget what they're called.
yes.
Luckily,
And even the wall masters is like
luckily, the boomerang that we have received stuns those Gibdos, puts them in place as Chelsea just finds some bombs inside of Graveyard Ledge. So far, nothing besides those Titans minutes. It looks as though all of our progression is locked inside of dungeons. Perhaps this purple chest or hammer pegs.
yeah, well, I think we're gonna have to go into Thieves Town very soon. The thing I can understand some runners when you don't have the sword. It's kind of, it can be like a little bit like I don't want to do 5 arts blind with the hammer, but I mean maybe that's the play here.
We do also have mountain access with the Titans and the lamp as
Yes,
well.
yes, that's a lot of items.
We don't have access to the right-hand side. Oh, we do it with the hammer.
Yeah, we
Sorry.
do it.
So that's probably the next area of progression for Chelsea is going up the mountain.
Yeah, it's a good play. You even have the myths, so you can even do like Paradox. I mean, Super Bunny. And it's maybe a little bit less intimidating than doing a Thieves Town with only hammer. There's a lot of items in there for sure.
Oh, even if I don't have Moon Pearl here and I have Titans going up Dark Death Mountain, I do Super Bunny regardless.
Yeah.
You can find something really interesting in there. I've found a hammer and a red cane over on the left-hand side of Skullwoods here in the front entrance. That's our 2 items inside of Skullwoods. I don't know what Edda's looking for. He found arrows in the middle.
Yeah, well, I think he's trying to get out, you know, because he dropped down, so he can't
Got a
never
key to
out.
go right.
Yeah, you gotta.
Up, yep, and realizes, oh, okay, I'm good to go. As we get our old man turn in on the mountain from Chelsea.
That's a good place for the cane to be. It's not. I don't think it's gonna be super problematic for Chelsea because like you can't really have like the fire rod in.
She's got to do Skullwoods, and that red cane only unlocks Turtle Rock, which is more than likely going to be your last dungeon anyway. The only thing that might hurt is if Fire Rod's in the front of Turtle Rock, and that is such a low percentage play that you
exactly.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah, because most of the dungeon is often locked by the Fire Rod itself. It's really, really rare that you see the Fire Rod inside the Turtle Rock. So most likely we're gonna have we're gonna find the Fire Rod somewhere, and we're gonna go there before we even thinks about going into Turtle Rocks. A problem would be if if the Fire Rod is in like Ice Palace, because now it's gonna be faster for eddaump if he does like Icebreaker.
Yeah.
Since we have the medallion to do it without the Fire Rod.
Yep. And as we pick up what is inside of Lumberjack, and Aga 1 is dead for us in the seed, as we suspected all along without having a sword, but access into Aga 1.
You will be missed, Aga.
As we find our big key here in Hera in the first left-hand room. Unfortunately, no hook shot to do a Hera pot, but we do have that big key to progress on up. Gonna be using hammer strats to take care of Moldorm today for Chelsea, unless she happens to find 2 sword upgrades real quick, and even then the hammer is just as fast.
It's just as fast, and I would agree that it's even sometimes easier. Its box is a little bit it's a bit small, but you don't have to do spin attacks. You don't have you just go in there, hit it, and it's done.
As Edda checks that Graveyard Ledge, finds out, it's nothing I need. It's heading back into the Village of Outcasts. Do all of the checks there. We do have 1 check in Village of Outcasts at Chelsea. Could have checked and didn't, which is the hammer pegs. Will be interesting to see if Edda picks that up or leaves it orphaned as well.
Yeah, and eddaump is gonna have the chance to do something that also Chelsea couldn't. With the cane now, we have access to the magic bat.
can spoof a batter. Makes perfect sense. It's just, oops, takes a bumper off the ledge there. No big deal. You just fall to this first floor.
Yeah, that's a really hard one to go through when you're walking. I feel like with the boots, it's kind of easy to line up. Walking, it's a different thing here in the second try. We're not gonna attempt it. Good decision.
Did Chelsea get the big chest? I don't think she got the big chest.
I think I was not. Yeah.
She didn't get the big chest. She has the big key. Chelsea.
Maybe she already got the 2 items. The one from the base.
She's gotten a small key, a map, and the big key.
Oh. Well, she wasn't feeling like it. You know, and it's all right. It doesn't matter because we're gonna find nothing important here. It's a promise. Oh.
As the big chest and the basement have our items.
Oh yeah. Oh, and the what are we gonna do here?
She's gonna take the.
She's going for it now. She's going for it. I don't know. I think when she'll come back, the boss will still be beaten, and you just have to pick up the crystal. So it's not.
Anytime you fall off, it respawns the boss even after you kill it. It should respawn Moldorm. That's good for us. I mean, extra Moldorm for today. And this is why you watch ChelseyxLynn on Twitch. You can follow both of our runners by hitting the !R command in Twitch chat. You get experiences like this from Chelsea's side.
Alright, so what I thought was true. The crystal is... Okay, yeah, so that's what I thought. Once you kill the boss once, it's dead. If you pick up the item. So that was not too bad. Like remembering, oh, I missed, I forget about it, and going now. I think it's a better idea than just skipping it.
As we find an S word inside of Thieves Town in the third check, we're going to have an easier blind fight with a little bit more reach with that sword over on EDDAUMP's side. As Chelsea's choosing to orphan the chest in the basement of Hera, we know it's an item. We have seen lots of items in that Hera basement so far in the Race League, which, by the way, you can check out the ALTTPR League.com to see when and where your favorite runners and teams will be competing at. We are in week 2, so we're kind of winding down week 2. This is Friday. Our weeks end at Sunday evening. So get prepared for week 3, which is a standard start open seed. So we're going to be going through all of the escape sequence and then going into Kakariko from there.
Sure. Be careful, EDdaump. That's a very scary hallway right now for the tile. I feel like the tile makes it seem so much worse than,
Oh, those Patrick stars were not kind.
Yeah, unfortunate. It's not the worst place to die. Like, if you die in the attic, it's a little bit farther, but yeah, it's never good feeling to die in a race.
Chelsea found nothing in the spiral cave, going to be making her way into Dark Death Mountain. Makes sense, you have the mirror, just mirror at the top of Death Mountain, and check your Paradox Cave from there.
Yep.
Chelsea also on 1 heart. She's going to get a couple hearts here on the refill on the pots. Going to have a little bit of fun with the Moldorms in the next room. You only have bombs to kill them with, or the hammer, and both sound terrible. She might just elect to dodge a couple of them and chuck a bomb and get on over to the other side.
We made it past the L-way here, but we have 1 heart. We can die to mostly anything that will try to hit us in the attic here, and a second death would be very, very terrible. And not only like for like time loss, but also like for the morale of the runner here. When you die once, you're like, okay, it's not the end of the world. When you die twice, you're like, okay, I'm playing like donkey, and it start mentally. You're like, oh no, I can do this, and you start like not believing in yourself, and we really gotta stay alive here.
As we just found in that Paradox Cave, 300 rupees and a blue cane. This is probably going to push Chelsea to go over into Spike Cave when she's all done. It makes perfect sense. You have the hammer, you have the gloves, you have invulnerability, just go ahead and make that check. Might loop in Hera Basement with that, maybe? I don't know. That's a weird orphan spot to go ahead and leave. It's something that a lot of people do. And most of the time, you could be okay. But already having the logic for it, if I didn't have Lamp, it would make sense. But...
I mean, you gotta... I feel like these are the kind of gambles that you gotta die on the hill with that. You know, you go there, you decide not to do it, don't come back later. You know, it's done. If you wanted to do it, you had time to do it.
As we see, the only crystal that is locked by a medallion is Ether. We don't have that. Hurdle Rock's a jerk. As we see Edda pick up a small key inside a blind cell. Gonna be making their way over to the big chest. No, gonna elect to take blind. Must have gotten all 4 of the items in this dungeon.
Yeah.
As Chelsea is gonna go ahead and make her way into the basement. There's gonna be no better time for her to go ahead and check it, especially since she's gonna be ending on the Spike Cave in Dark Death Mountain. As we get ourselves our first blind fight of the seed, 9 slashes in any way that you can do it. Hammer, blue cane, red cane, all work as well. If you do the same movement every single time, blind is going to do the same thing every single time, which is why we call it on script. Pushes into phase 3 here, puts down a block, gonna get a free hit with that block. Dodge the fireballs, dodge the heads, gotta be careful. Yeah. Down on the bottom of the screen, lasers, bullets, heads, bodies, everything being chucked at you. Gotta make up the time because Chelsea's in that tile room, and that's just a big old waste of time for any runner. Just gotta wait for these tiles to go. Oh my gosh, what's going on? There's another block hit. And one more will do it for blind, and end up getting another crystal inside the seed. There we go.
That was one of the most unique blind fight I've ever seen. It was methodical. It was an adventure.
As we find a blue boomer inside of the basement chest of Hera. Chelsea could have skipped it, but that's one of those things that will nag at you forever.
Yeah, and I think we're gonna see, pardon, the Spike Cave happening. Yep. We have all the invulnerability items, so.
And merci on that, pardon.
Oh yeah, that's my brain went French for.
That's about as much French as I got for you, buddy. I'm sorry. Sprechen Sie Deutsch?
No, 9.
There we go. Now we're on equal footing.
Okay, we're gonna see the armor pigs here, and if something is here, that could be a big trouble for Chelsea, because I don't know if it was voluntary that she skipped it or just like thinking about like how you're routing your smith chains and stuff. So if something is here, okay, only 20 rupees, no big deal.
Yep, and we're gonna see that magic bat after this smith chain turn in, or right in the middle of it. As gonna get the hammer real quick. Oh, okay, gonna mirror into batter, or are you forgetting you have mushroom in your pocket there, Edda? We'll see momentarily.
Yeah, I might mirror behind it with the, or just leave everything behind.
Okay. All right.
Big deal.
I guess that works. You had the mushroom there. You have access to all of your spoofing. So, yeah. Well, I said it earlier.
I understand the decision to leave the purple chest, because the purple chest, like, it's kind of awkward. But the magic bat, you specifically did a hard reset to keep the mushroom. And
yeah,
now
but even then, you have mirror, and you were gonna save and quit anyway. Just grab the chest and turn it in, and save and quit again. It's
if you can wait until you have the flute, or because they already did like the K45 and
yeah,
all of these stuff, so it's like kind of redundant to go back down there or save and quit and walk down just for that. And you can't even go into desert, or you can try to put it with like the tablet. So I understand the purple chest, but the magic bat, it's kind of just do it.
So as we're kind of getting repeats here from Chelsea and eddaump, just looking at this tracker, Eastern and Pod are looking like our density, along with Pyramid and Catfish, potentially. That's all we have left to check as a meta. We don't know where else we can go to get any sort of items. We've seen Thieves Town, we've seen Hera, we've seen all of the mountain. The last thing is that right-hand side of Dark World and Eastern Palace.
That's very true, and those are the things that you kind of don't want to go there until you have like a bowl. But if the bowl is in Pod or Eastern, then that's good for the race, because it means that our both our runner are gonna kind of get there at the same point in the logic, and so it's really gonna have to be on the execution who gets there first. Like, it's not a gamble that's gonna dictate who goes there first, and I like that.
So yeah, Koi in the chat thinks we're echoing Ice Palace, and that's a big nope until you find the flippers. It's a pendant. It's not a good pendant. It's 3 checks. I mean, that.
You don't really need the flippers in this seed, since the 2 crystals are... so you don't know where the flippers are, so maybe that's a deterrent, but maybe that's like, hey, I don't care, I'm just gonna go in, and if I find a bow in ice and I find the flippers in Pod, and I just save myself a double div of Pod, you know?
Yeah, but it's one of those things, if I have to last location something in the seed, it's gonna be flippers.
Yeah, the fact that they could be in Ganon's Tower makes it so that, well, you gotta think twice before doing that kind of play. But it could be very, very fructitious. So I wouldn't be against it. But yeah, you clearly do Thieves Town and Era and before.
As we have Edda heading up the Tower of Heraclimb here, and Chelsea going through the soon-to-be basement of the Thieves Town dungeon. Just want to remind you, you can go ahead and follow your restream tracking and your commentating team by hitting the !C command inside of Twitch chat. We're on Speed Gaming, so there are wonderful restreamers. We've got my partner, Scary Olive, myself, Worldwide Wimpy, and our fabulous tracker, Jinxie Girl. As we're gonna get a bomb jump here from Edda. We're finding a piece of heart inside of that chest, and gonna get the bad news. Hey, you gotta do the basement too. Fortunately, it's just a boomerang.
That's gonna be a time gain here from eddaump. Like, he doesn't have to go kill Moldorm, drop down, come back up.
Yeah, this is one of those things where it's like, our runners are about evenly matched solely because of the seed not having anything in front of them so far. We've got a lot of convenience items. Titan Spins are nice to have. It opens up a lot of checks. It just so happens that it has absolutely nothing for you.
It's like dripping drops every progression, but it's not very open. So
as we're gonna get our second blind fight here over on Chelsea's side. She's going to have the advantage with crystals here, or tied with crystals here momentarily with eddaump.
Yeah, as it seems that they both get their second crystal pretty much at the same time, I think there's a little bit of a advantage for Chelsea, because then all the mountain is still to clear for...
She's done purple chest as well.
Yeah.
The only checks Edda has an advantage of is Skullwoods and the Hammer Pegs. That's it.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, Edda still has to go into Mini Moldorm Cave at some point, right? He never went back.
Yep.
So
Chelsea hasn't done Escape, but at this point you just kind of leave it. With that maybe puts Dark Cross in the logic as well. So
yeah. Dark Cross was skipped because I think we didn't have like a sword, we didn't have the lamp, so it was kind of, and not a lot of health. So Chelsea still has to go into Skullwoods.
Yep, and that's where she's heading out. She's going to get a red cane here momentarily. So yeah, we're about even on checks here. This seed definitely very stingy on its item placements. And just bad RNG there, having a evil skull pot rock come and chase you from underneath that bush. What is that, a 1 in 13 chance of when you lift up a bush, something like that going to be underneath it? I think, something like that.
Sticks, but yeah, it sucks. Especially like in NMG. I think in races it's less Like it happens, but in MG it's really frustrating.
As Chelsea finds those arrows inside the middle of Skullwood, she's going to be finding the red cane in the left-hand side room of the front of Skullwoods as we get Edda going through the Paradox Cave. There's nothing here for you, Edda, unfortunately. This density check is absolute trash.
Did Edda do the basement of Era? I think he skipped it, right? Like Chelsea was gonna be?
Yeah, he skipped it as well. He might put that in with the Spike Cave. Again, I don't know.
Yeah.
We know it's nothing, and that's often a check that does get abandoned by runners.
Oh yeah, I would skip it every time. I mean, it's like
I don't skip that. I have been bitten by that
statistically,
too many
like-
times.
statistically you're gonna gain time if you skip it every time. It's just that you're gonna lose a few races here and there. But I mean, that's the style of the runners. They choose if they play with the skipping
absolutely.
stuff or not, you know. So.
I'm of the mindset of if I can get it and I have access to it, I should probably do it. As Chelsea gets that small key here from the drop-in that firebar room, is going to be getting her red cane here momentarily and able to leave this dungeon for later. We do have the option with the everything that we have to go ahead and look at Desert and Agena Cave to see if there's something on the ledge if we happen to find flute.
Yeah, it's kind of out of the way. I mean, maybe for Edda that still has to do the purple chest, maybe you could like route it in with it, but otherwise it's just like it's a long walk for one chest when you can go to pod.
And we're going to be getting our Dark Cross check here as Chelsea's going to head right to the back of Escape here, find 2 pieces of heart and a small key. She'll go right to Dark Cross to see what that is. Or she's going to fake flip her.
She's gonna do the current bomb jump or any variation and go to Catfish here. Yeah, for Chelsea, I don't think it would have made much sense to like mirror there, and because she still has to do the normal escape, so just route the Dark Rust when you do that, you know.
But there's an easier way to get over here and logically, because you could loop that in with Pod check, Eastern check. It's about the same amount of walk and about the same amount of time as you're committing here to doing the current jump. If you don't get it first try, it's one of those things where every subsequent attempt is near close to a time loss. But she's able to get on over. So
for me, I don't know, because I never liked the idea of going in pod and then walking back from pod to go to Catfish. You know, I like doing it right now, and then when you do you could do your pyramid and then Eastern and pod, and you don't have to walk away from pod. You know. It's a big time loss to just walk there, so I like the play here of doing the current jump. And we can even do like a mirror here, and we can go do Zora. We haven't seen that. It's in logic, and we could technically do also like a... Is there a way to do... Yeah.
You could drop a couple of bombs and chuck a boomerang. I think that's enough to cancel out for Ancilla, as we just get some bombs from...
Yeah, also like bombs and Samaria I think works. I don't know if Chelsea is gonna do it. It's kind of esoteric.
Yeah,
but it's a possibility.
That's the thing, you were talking about it earlier. Where do you weigh doing stuff out of logic? Where do you weigh doing stuff in logic if we see the powder is flippers locked? I would imagine Chelsea's going to put that batter spoof and say, I don't need to do that until I find those flippers.
You don't even need to do it ever, because you have the mushroom and you have the cane.
Yep, but I'm assuming she's going to keep that batter check as the last location. There's literally no reason to go back to it until you find flippers.
Yeah.
And just more bombs on Zora.
Very underwhelming. And we're seeing something we've never seen before. Ice Red Cave!
Let's see if Ice Red Cave has something. Our Is that our last bottle? We found a bottle on Race Game, and that's our third bottle in Ice Rod. So, yeah, we found all of our glasswork. As Edda's gonna be doing a fake flipper here, it looks like. Gonna be doing probably the waterfall fairy, maybe the hobo underneath the bridge. We'll see.
Yep. Looks like we were gonna see some action. Maybe we could see Ice Palace, you know, you never know.
Yeah, we could. You got access to it. With that Red King, you don't need hookshot guaranteed to go ahead and get through the whole dungeon. But this is a hard gamble, knowing that flippers are somewhere and 2 dungeons are pendants that you need the flippers for. I really hesitate on doing this unless it's a last resort, and knowing that I have Pod and Eastern that I can get pretty deep in with a potion in my pocket. I'm just finding a heart on the hobo here, so our last flippers check is going to be inside of the fairy fountain. We'll get a look here momentarily at the pyramid ledge. We got on pyramid red mail. Chelsea's going to be probably more than happy to get that.
Yeah. There's always memes in the chat like, you're a coward if you pick up the red mail, but like, I mean, it's a race. You have a team. If you die and you let that, like it's 2 minutes away, 2 seconds away, it's like, why did you just pick it up? So the pride of, oh, I'm good at the game, I don't need it. Sometimes just pick it up, you know.
Ooh, as that Zora spits a fireball and takes down eddaump. Sniped. As Chelsea's making her way into the Pod and Eastern dip.
I guess we'll the waterfall fairy will remain a mystery for now, because I think eddaump is not gonna go back to do this, and so he's gonna follow Chelsea towards Pod. When we'll see the boots in there in 1 hour, we'll be like, well, damn it.
As we get our first peek inside the Palace of Darkness. With that mirror, Chelsea's going to be able to get through to Eastern Palace as well right afterward. If this is not a small key, we get to see our Mimic Clip and our Potion Glitch to remove mimics from the right-hand side of Palace of Darkness. We get a small key, so we were not bow locked to get to the back. So, yeah, not yet. We got a lot of density in the back, though.
But I mean, at this point, it's if it was bow lock, that would have been very.
And there's the big key.
Yeah. So now, there's always 4 keys at least in the front. So I think.
Yeah, we're 1 more item away that is not a small key from saying okay. Oh, and Chelsea's gonna go ahead and do that potion glitch or mimic clip, whichever one she feels more comfy with. I think the potion glitch is a little bit faster because you don't have to smush those mimics into the side of the wall.
Yeah. Mimic clips. It's a. Also, I feel like it hurts. It hurts the finger. Nobody likes doing it. So here, when you have a readily available potion, just go for it, you know.
Alright, so this potion glitch relies on the room above you that you first enter in on before the mimics to kind of push you and identify Link being in that room. And there's coordinate issues, there's camera issues. This game was made in 1990, and it really shows at times.
Well, I mean, you can't really say, oh, this game is old and it's glitchy. I mean, I think games nowadays are even glitchier than that, so.
That's because a lot of games are released before they're even finished.
Yeah, that's another...
Well, we won't get into that topic right now. That's a sore spot for gamers, so we'll go ahead and keep it right to this. As we see another perfectly executed potion glitch here from eddaump. Going to be approximately 2 or 3 rooms right behind Chelsea here.
Yeah, we got a nice convergence here, and it was gonna be interesting to see what follows. I think we're gonna probably get a progression in here or in Eastern. It makes a lot of sense. I don't know which one it is. Could be the flippers, could be the flute. We'll see about it.
As we're getting a hammer jump set up here from Chelsea. Using that perfect pixels, it's a blue sword of destiny. Chelsea getting the first upgrade to that fighter sword. Edda, not far behind. I'm sure we're going to be seeing a hammer jump from Edda as well, as those beetles are jerks.
Yep. Not cooperating. Oh, and we
There's
have
a bow. So we were not bow locked in this dungeon, as we found a bow inside of the dark maze.
No, but I think it's a...
We had a small key to go to the back. So there's going to be small keys here over on the right-hand side, which would have opened up the dark maze.
No, but there was a small key on the...
Yes.
On the left side. So that means that...
And
this
fire
bow...
rod. But yeah, that bow is in logic.
Alright. Well then, that's good. And the fire rod is also good, so... Life is good.
Yeah, that bow was locked behind a small key that was in the fall-down chest after the locked room the first time. The one that you fall down to from the big key chest. So with that small key, you have access to the back, which then gave you access to another small key to do the dark rooms. So yeah, we're going to be getting a pod in Eastern clear relatively quickly after this seed just ground to a halt for progression. And Edda picking up his Master Sword.
Yeah, that's 3 items in Eastern that we're gonna be able to get, and then there's no item though in Skullwood since we already got those 2. So there's the fire rod right now is only interesting for Turtle Rock. You can't get in there without Ether, so.
Yep. So Turtle Rock's going to be put to the back unless we find Ether here in Eastern or off of Helmasaur. So we're gonna
right now we're like boots and flute away from Gomold. Oh yeah, and hook shot.
Yeah, we need that hook shot. We know where Ice Rod's at. It's on the library ledge. So we're just looking for Ether, that hook shot, and...
Yeah, and Ether.
Boots. Because you need those boots to get the library ledge.
Oh. Here we go. Helmasaur.
Yep. 17 smacks with that hammer is going to get that mask off. With Master Sword, 4 spins, you can use 8 arrows, you can use 4 hammer smacks. You got a couple of different options that you can use. You could have used Quake to get that mask off if you wanted. It's a whole bunch of weird stuff. As Chelsea is trying to set up spins. Oh, no, using hammer bonks. Nicely done. Chelsea's going to take the lead here with 3 crystals, but not that much of a lead.
Oh!
And finds that Ether Medallion on Helmasaur.
Juicy, juicy, juicy.
Pod having all of our progression, bow, fire rod, sword, and our necessary medallion. Chelsea's going to be doing Eastern Palace after this. Anyway, you've got the mirror, you've got the bow, just go ahead and do it. It's a crystal, just be done with it.
Yeah, that's gonna be an interesting call about Turtle Rock because there's no chance you find the Ice Rod in there. You know, you could find the boot, but you never. You know that if you go in there, you can't finish it, and that's like a hard time loss if you find nothing in there.
And to be honest, I guarantee you, Chelsea is just looking for boots. Because she can hover over that Moldworm fight. She's not looking for hookshot at all. It's not necessary for the seed unless something's in Hookshot Cave or Swamp Palace on that green pendant.
Mhm.
So I do not know if Edda can hover. I'm pretty sure they can. It'll be interesting to see, though. So,
Yeah.
as both of our runners now have 3 crystals in their pockets, soon to have a 4th as we clear out Eastern Palace. Here's that big key. You know what would really hurt is if there's another bow in Eastern and you just go, really, Seed? Really?
It's possible. That's always the worst when you vanilla items in their dungeons. It's always like, well, okay, game. Like you don't want to go there without it, but at some point, yeah, you had to, and both players made the right call going in pod at that point, and paid off.
So
All right, that's
just
confirmation
for Chelsea. Oh, there's a flute.
Yeah, flute. It's one of our items. That's gonna make the choices for our runners a little bit easier. Now we don't have to rush Third of Rock right now because we can finish we can finish guaranteed Mire, and Desert Mire is a pendant. Desert though, you might need the boots, but so I think we're gonna see the Mire area before we go.
The only thing of interest for our runners that might be on that pedestal are the boots.
Yep.
Because Ice Rod is locked by boots, and Hookshot cannot be locked by pedestal because Swamp Palace is a pendant.
Are we gonna? We're seeing the 50-50 here from eddaump.
Yep, flip
So
that coin.
Taking the lead here. It's still very early to say, but I mean, just like in the mini race of Pod and Eastern, just making the gamble here. It's not an item that's gonna be on the bus, but but we know he doesn't need it. So even if he doesn't go back, he won't be punished.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where, what if Boots and Darkcross?
Yeah. Well, I think Chelsea has a better odds of going back there since she still has to do the whole escape, contrary to Mr. eddaump. Although a good time to do it for Chelsea would have been when she went to the pyramid. Could have mirrored there and check it out. So I don't think she has it on her mind. Maybe when she do the big red bomb. I don't know. Desert Palace is the second big red bomb, so after that maybe, but we'll see.
And right now we currently have access to Desert with that flute once it's activated. We don't know if it's boots locked or not.
Yep.
That might be a nice check to go ahead and make after you turn in that flute. As Edda gets that compass, and some fury swipes about it being not an item, and their 4th crystal to seed. Right as Chelsea starts her armor, she's going to be about 12 seconds behind.
Yeah, it's pretty much tied here when we look at progression. There's some stuff that Chelsea has done that eddaump hasn't done, and vice versa. But I mean, I think they're gonna follow the flute here, so they're going to the same place for sure. And that's pretty much what I was saying at the start of the game. And that's one of the reasons I was excited for this race. I think it's going to be close until the end here, and it doesn't really get much closer than that after 1 hour. Same amount of crystals.
Yeah. And that's not so much on the runners, that's on the seed being a jerk.
Yeah, that's true.
But these are 2 highly skilled runners. Remember, you can hit the !R command inside of Twitch chat to bring up their Twitch pages. You can click the links and give them a follow. I'm sure they would very much appreciate it. I know Chelsea runs randomizer seats for Link to the Past, Ocarina of Time, all of the time. She's been playing Among Us, whole bunch of stuff. I know Edda does a whole bunch of stuff on the ladder as well. Make sure you go ahead and check them out. And as we get our magical, majestical, flying space duck of pure amazement, He will take you across both time and or space at your leisure. As Edda's electing just to go ahead and clear out Skullwoods here. Not a bad play. Like it. Don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, could be a good idea to wait to do it when you have the boots, because you know you're gonna have the boots at some point.
We see Chelsea enter into our mire area. Doesn't really matter what medallion mire is. We have all three. We'll be looking inside the shed here. This could be a make or break for Chelsea if she finds something super interesting like the boots.
Yeah. But the boots could be in deserts. They could be here. Could be at a ledge. Could be anywhere. That's the beauty of Randomizer.
Just arrows? Yeah, Chelsea's gonna go inside a desert here. See if we are boots locked. Might steal a small key if a small key is on the torch and you don't find big key. I have had a right side desert that had mirror and hammer on it where I had to steal a key.
Oh.
It can be evil.
So we can't do this without the boots here because the big bomb, and yeah, the dungeon is done. That's kind of a bummer. Let's see if we go into mire here. It's only 2 items, but it could be a big brain play. Like, why do we get the flute if there's nothing flute locked? Like, there's not much else ready to go. We don't really want to do Turtle Rock. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a weird play here because you know.
Oh yeah, you can't go. We don't have access to mire.
Oh yeah,
I always forget about that.
Boots. Yep. So,
gotta be careful here, Eddaump.
So
he will die to anything that hits him, and yeah, that happened.
As we're really slim on progression here, it's Dark Cross and Agina's Cave here for progression for us.
Now we have a problem that we don't have magic, so we're gonna have to farm magic to get back to the torches.
Let's see where Chelsea goes. Gonna flute. This is tough. There's really not much left for her to do.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe the Turtle Rock, but no, she's gonna do Ice Rock Cave and stuff that she hasn't done.
Yeah, that's the big break. We haven't seen Waterfall Fairy. It's not in logic, but if it has boots, now all of a sudden Chelsea's gonna go, oh, and just start go-moding dungeons. And unfortunately, Edda took a death on their fake flipper. That could be the difference in this race.
Yep. Okay, gotta be careful here on magic. Okay, we're gonna be good. But now we have no magic for the boss fight.
Yeah, there's a couple different tricks you can do to help yourself off with the moth. You can, once he starts moving, use one single frame of movement from the moth to push him up into the spikes, which does do damage to him. But it's really hard to pull off without the boots. But a nice little spin there. I think that does count as pushing them into the spikes. Any other time after that, if you push them into the spikes, it does not count as damage. So I've gotten a moth fight where I killed him in 7 seconds before using that strat. So it's really super nice to do and have handy in your arsenal, especially since this is the heaviest RNG fight in the game. And it's not fun to do currently in Blue Mail, Spikes hurt, and no safeties, and
this is really crushing right now for EDDAump.
Yeah, especially since you know it's not going to have an item for you.
Yeah, it's like there's no actual reason to be here right now when you can wait and maybe find better items progression, like
another sword, half magic, armor.
And
it's
half magic, I don't know, like later, but now it's like sinking a lot of time just regaining his magic
Yeah,
every
committing
time.
to a crystal that's gonna give you nothing but just that crystal. It's
But I like it. He's committed to it, and he's not backing down, so he's gotta get it.
absolutely points on that for committing to your routing. I always tell newer runners if I'm helping them out, hey, if you're gonna do anything, commit to what you're doing. Stick to it. And just do it. You never know when it's gonna pay off. As we just find a heart and 300 rupees inside of Waterfall Fairy. Our
The
flippers
mysteries of
checks,
the Waterfall Fairy is over.
as it looks like Chelsea's probably going to be going into escape here. That's the only thing that she has left to do, unless she wants to do hammer pegs and fake that batter using that fire rod to melt through her magic bar. As Edda gets through his moth fight, gets cartography paper and another crystal.
Yep.
So Edda takes the lead here with 5 crystals. Just unfortunate that Chelsea is going to be ahead in checks here. We know there's nothing in Mire area or in Desert Palace for Edda currently, so could be sinking in a couple minutes and checking that.
if he goes straight for the mountain blade, he can still, be ahead here, because you don't waste all the time going to the Mire area.
Yeah, if he commits to Turtle Rock here. And just a heart on the Magic Bat as Edda is going to be checking the Desert Ledge here and the Mire area. So Chelsea's going to have a little bit of an advantage here, as Chelsea's going to be heading into escape. No reason to save and quit, start at your house, other than to go do escape.
And very excited to see what's was going to be waiting into the Dark Rust, because that's one of the mysteries for us right now.
That's the only check in Logic we haven't seen. Outside of, no, we saw Spike Cave from Chelsea, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure we saw it.
Yeah, Spike Cave has been done. Yeah, otherwise it's Turtle Rock. And I have a big...
No, Chelsea has not killed the moth yet. There's no reason for her to do that because we found our 2 items in Skullwoods, which means you just have to go to the back and kill the moth. You leave that for last.
Yeah, and you can also, if you ever find a book, there may be a good incentive to go kill it, because you can then mirror and check the pedestal if it's the fabled boot on pedestal that SG chat is going to be super happy to hear about. But otherwise, just go when you are in go mode, because you know that the ice rod is on the library, so you're not going to find your go mode in Turtle Rock, and you have to go back down. So
yep. So yeah, as Edda finds the bad news that, oh, the 2 items in desert are right here in the front. I don't have a skull key. Great. Chelsea's making her way through that escape sequence here. After killing the spike and ball chain guy here.
Ball and chain. The first boss.
The all-important first boss. She's gonna die to 4 arrows here real quick. Or Chelsea's gonna elect to go ahead and use those Master Sword swipes. It takes 8 swipes no matter what. And takes them down real quick using that NMG strat. As Chelsea, instead of using the quick swap menu, elects to take the manual menu. Nothing wrong with that. It's muscle memory at this point for a lot of runners. And if you didn't run in week 1 and you forgot, oh, quick swap's on, you end up doing that.
Yeah, it's still fairly new in the quick swap meta. I mean, it's only been 2 weeks since everything has been quick swap now, the ladder, the league.
And
so,
I don't think Chelsea raced in week 1 either.
Yeah.
So.
Maybe there was a little bit...
no, she would have had to, because it was co-op. But
there was the SG Live qualifiers a few months ago that added it. But yeah, it's gonna be more common. We gotta get used to it. Oh, and
just a piece of heart. So our progress is in Turtle Rock. As Edda now has the lead. Doesn't have the same amount of checkstone, but has the crystal and is going to be ahead in entering Turtle Rock.
Yeah, there's... Oh, and Chelsea is not even committing yet. seems like
going?
maybe she remembers that she still has to do. Oh, she's gonna go do the matcha, maybe, or she remembers she has the hammer pegs.
Yeah, she might have remembered she has hammer pegs.
Yeah. So one of the I think defining thing about the seeds is that Chelsea is committing to full clearing everything, while Eddaump is a little bit more risky doing skips. Like we've seen him do the 50-50 in Eastern, the Era gamble basement play. Not checking the purple chest and stuff, but now it's gonna end up paying for him since none of these little offside checks ended up having anything. And
well, what did I say early on? This seed looks like it's put all the progression inside of dungeons, so I would just start doing dungeons as soon as I could. This overworld has been kind of a jerk.
Right now, I think the best case scenario is to find the boots in here, and we know we can go back out immediately and go back and get our ice rod. If we find the flippers, that's kind of unfortunate.
Yeah, because then that steers you into, oh boy, is this a...
That's the worst case, because after you have a 50-50 of, oh, do I go in Eastern, in Ice or Swamp for... It's the worst, especially in a race, 1v1 race, it's like... it's not the best, but hey, it's paying out.
Chelsea's going to be making her way up to Turtle Rock here momentarily. Gonna get this right-hand side. We are looking for boots here inside of Turtle Rock. Hookshot wouldn't be the worst. It just is more convenience for you as a runner. But really, the deal breaker right now is the boots. That opens up Desert Palace. That opens up a whole bunch of other stuff for you to do. It opens up Ice Rod. Makes the seed a little bit faster.
Definitely.
As we get the blue cane strats here from Edda, just uses it, just walks through with spikes, and so far, not so bueno, as we find a compass in the left side chest here of this roller room. And that means we're going to be finding small keys, potentially the big key.
We could go all the way.
Chelsea's, about, I would say about 90 seconds behind eddaump here and getting into Turtle Rock.
One of the good thing about the boots, if the boots are here, we could probably save our portal. And go get the ice rod and come back. I don't know if it's worth like the mountain climb, and then because you still have to do other dungeons such as desert. Oh, but desert is in the light world. Although you don't have the book though.
If I find boots here, I'm going to go get that ice rod, and if I can hover across the Moldorm fight, I am go-moding everything else. That's what Chelsea's gonna do for sure. I know that's what she's gonna do. Edda, I do not know. I'm not familiar enough with Edda as
the
a runner
chat
to
makes
know.
a good point that we can't really save the portal since we don't have the hookshot. So you need to use the portal in the mirror to go towards Turtle Rock. So keeping the portal doesn't really work.
Yeah, that's the big deal breaker right now. If Edda cannot hover Mini Moldorm, or Moldorm 2, excuse me. And
I've heard the chat say that the Moldorm Bows is a possibility for eddaump. So
okay.
So we're on an equal footing.
Perfect. So then Edda's lead right now is gonna hold for a little bit. Chelsea, don't have a hookshot. Yep, there we go. Gotta take the long way without that springy hookshot dealy.
Yeah, that's the very, very hard to remember. You don't...
All of its muscle memory,
yeah,
99% of the time, you've got that hookshot. Chelsea elects to shoot those on the left-hand side from the bottom. Really no difference in time. Gonna move right on over here, get out the blue cane, and dash on through. By dash, I mean walking. Because we don't have the boots.
Yeah, when we saw the ice rod on the library, I thought, oh, we're gonna get the boots early in this seed. But now it's been 1 hour and a half and 15 minutes, and it's still no boots. That's
Ice Rod locks exactly one thing, and that is Trinex, and that is a terrible spot to find Ice Rod. Really, honestly, any place is a terrible spot to find Ice Rod.
Oh, okay.
There's a hook shot in Mimic Cave. That's decent news.
Now the really bad part about it is that when you when you are here, you can't like exit from the front door of Turtle Rock anymore. So like going back to Hookshot Cave is kind of a pain.
You just find some arrows inside of the big chest. Yeah, so right now Edda's going, please don't give me flippers, please don't give me flippers, please don't give me flippers. Because then that will steer us toward our pendant flipper-locked dungeons.
Yeah, flippers is really the worst case scenario.
Either way, I would assume Edda's going to be going all the way through Turtle Rock here to find what they have.
Now, also that hookshot gives us access to Meyer.
Mm-hmm.
That's another thing.
Yeah, and chat brings up, it does open up Hookshot Cave. Our runners are going to be doing that after they mirror here at some point. There's an easy way to get on over to that side, even after doing Mimic Cave. You just kind of walk over to where Spiral's at, and then you just kind of make your way back up.
Yeah.
But yeah, this seed has put a lot of stuff in dungeons, and none of them any of our early dungeons at all. Thieves Town, Skullwoods had Red Cane, but Red Cane was only necessary for Turtle Rock here, and you needed to go into Pod to get the Fire Rod, just all sorts of just bad item locations.
Oh, I was just about to say, and I didn't want to jinx it, that the laser skips were going great for eddaump, and now gets one.
I mean, without Ice Rod, you might as well use your invulnerability items and just go check it. You're going to be leaving here anyway.
Yep. All right.
As we get no boots, he's gonna go to the other side and mirror, I guess.
Yep.
It doesn't really matter which side you do it from. Except that you gotta walk over here to Spiral Cave to do the mirror out as Chelsea finds her hook shot.
Well, it's just that now the saving the portal, whatever thing, it's really dead because now with the hook shot that we found, we could have technically saved it.
Oh, Edda, you can go back into the portal, head left, and go over to Spiral.
We're just not doing it. But hey, all this time it's paid off for eddaump to.
I would imagine he's going back up to 1. He's not going to leave Hookshot Cave.
Okay, yeah.
But this is going to be a time sink for Edda to make the climb back up the mountain.
Yeah.
Chelsea's going to have a little bit of an advantage to cut a corner here. So yeah, if Edda, he took the Death Warp, which was fine. If he would have gone left toward the laser eye room that you have to bomb open and mirrored there, that would have put him at Spiral Cave. And Spiral Cave has a ledge you can jump off of, or you can just go right through Spiral Cave to then get access to the climb again.
And we're gonna go this way. Alright.
Yet, no reason to go back all the way up through the top. You've got the mirror, you can cancel out the block. This is 2.5 seconds faster, somewhere in there with the mirror.
I still think we're gonna get it. We're gonna see nothing in there. It's all
We're gonna find the flippers
in Meyer from 10 feet away.
We'll find the flippers in here, and Edda's gonna be giving us angry swipes because that is not what you want to do.
If you find the flippers there, the Illuminati dream of the pedestal play, whatever.
Poor Chelsea's got to get this last chest. We know it's a map. We know she doesn't need it. Gotta time these laser skips perfectly, and gets it.
Yep.
Very nicely done by Chelsea. $50 in the Hookshot Cave. Make or break.
The boom. Sorry.
Boots. That is go mode, I would assume, for eddaump here at
Yes.
1 hour, 17 minutes, and 46 seconds. Looking for a sword upgrade. Not going to be getting it. Chelsea's going to be right behind him going through Hookshot Cave. And we have ourselves a race, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, that was a mean ice rod. Even though you know where it is.
Edda's got the advantage of already clearing out Skull Woods. Knows that he just needs to go into Desert Palace to get the boots lock stuff. And then goes on inside. It's going to be picking up some safeties here. But this could be GT execution. This could be a left or a right-hand side choice between our two runners. So even though Edda has the advantage in crystals and has the advantage in having go mode before Chels, this is still a close race.
Yeah, but I mean, Skullwoods is it's not super long, but it's not super quick either. So I'd say eddaump has a comfortable lead, but it's not it's guaranteed for sure.
It's going to be about a 2-minute difference between our runners. Especially since you were hard forced to clear a lot of Turtle Rock to begin with. So.
And like, execution is gonna matter a lot here, considering we're still on the. She's trying to save the portal by dying.
Okay, take a save it quick, go get Ice Rod, and then go mode everything else. Okay.
Yes, that could be something.
Yeah, because that puts you right at the back of Turtle Rock. That cuts, what, 2 minutes at least going through Turtle Rock? Even though you don't have to do checks, it's still a long way through.
But the problem, kinda, is that you get to do an extra climb, right? Because eddaump is gonna do it. He's gonna have to go Turtle Rock in full, but he's gonna go do the climb once. Here, Chelsea. She can't go into desert without using the mirror, so she can't get all the crystals and finish with TR. So she will have to, if she decides to go straight back into TR, that's an extra climb. So I don't know, is it still faster? Maybe, but it's not as fast as...
It would be faster, because to get into Turtle Rock, it's approximately 90 seconds. But going through all of Turtle Rock is about 2 minutes, even without checking anything. So this isn't a bad play. Let's see if it actually does save a little bit of time for Chelsea to go on through. And then what you can do is, after you're done with Turtle Rock, yeah, there's no way. Oh, yeah, Edda, you gotta get a key, bud.
I mean, this is exactly what Chelsea needs. She's making smart plays, and eddaump is...
use your mirror, dude. You can mirror right back to the entrance to go get your small key. Edda, oh my gosh. Oh no, you have to feel for Edda here. Dude, you got...
Oh, there's a key, right?
Oh, okay, he didn't pick up that pot, okay.
There was confusion. I was confused. I didn't know what was happening. But we're back on track here. Back on track.
I was like, wait, all right, there's a key in that room. Did he not pick it up, or what's going on? As Chelsea's going to be making her way into a Trinex fight. Now, what will help Chelsea is if she gets a sword, half magic, or something off of Trinex here to make that moth fight just a little bit faster. Silvers would help in the Lamola's fight. So if she finds an item of convenience that's just going to open up the rest of the scene for her to do quickly, hey, that's also time saving.
Yeah.
And as we get
seeing it in action, I think she definitely saved time doing the save the portal play.
Oh yeah, it's a huge time save.
Yeah.
And as we get dueling fights here, ooh, Edda finds a tempered sword on Lanmola. That's going to make the Trinex fight that much easier for him. Chelsea using the upper part of the arena, hammer smacks, slashes, rod shots, whatever she can to take down these evil lizard heads. Takes them down really quickly. As Edda's going to be heading up into Turtle Rock to go ahead and get their final crystal of the seed. as Chelsea using that hammer to smack that Onyx and takes down Trinex with relative ease and picks up her 5th crystal.
Yep.
So yeah, the big difference here is Chelsea's going to be able to get that Arrow of Destiny and take down Lamolas and Mothula in one single go with 13 hearts, Fire Rod, lots of fun. This is going to be close. We're going to see how close it's going to be. I know Chelsea shaved off at least 40 seconds by saving that portal. We'll see how much more time she ends up saving. Edda definitely having the lead here, but not too much of a lead. This could be, as I said, GT routing. This could be a fall. This could be an unfortunate death.
Yeah, I think the finding the temper makes it so. I was gonna say like the climb and Ganon's Tower and Ganon execution is gonna be very, very important because it's so close. Like any mistake, it's gonna be a foul for any runners here. Now it's a bit more standard when you have the temper sword. I think both runners are gonna be happy with that, but also it makes it a little bit less prone to major mistakes, I would say.
As Edda's going through their second climb through of Turtle Rock. And nice little butt bump there to get that torch off. The key off the torch. And Chelsea's going to be going right to the back to go kill our Landomolas. Edda going through some pipe work laid down by a man with the mustache. Nice key dash there from Chelsea.
Yeah, that's the NMG execution.
Yeah, Chelsea, one of the better NMG runners. She hasn't done it too much recently, but I know at a certain point in time she was. I do believe she's in the sub 130 club of NMG, which is really, really hard to do.
Yeah. So yeah, the Skullwoods deficit is still gonna be. I guess the last time, a lot of it has been extra checks.
Yeah, Chelsea extra checks and Edda taking some deaths.
Yeah.
That's it. Chelsea forgetting to do hammer pegs. That right there is 30 seconds of you walking to go check that. It's. She did the purple chest, which is an extra check. She did tile room in Harrow, which is an extra check.
And extra check also in Eastern. So that's all the time that compounding. But even then, I mean, eddaump had a lot of death and he's still ahead. So that's also something to show here that he's quick.
Yep. And really, honestly, outside of forgetting hammer pegs, all those choices Chelsea made sense at the time. This seed was super starved unless you committed to dipping crystal dungeons early.
Chelsea, don't forget Skullwoods!
She's not. She flew to the wrong spot. Now she's got to deal with angry cabbages and dead rocks, which are just no bueno to do. Oof, and Edda takes care of the red head of Trinex. Was running low on magic. Does have safeties to use if it was getting a little close there. And as soon as Edda gets this Trinex down, we get to start our favorite game.
What, we're going to play Zombicide?
Not quite. It's called our GT Big Key guessing game. After gets this Arrow of Destiny and the last crystal. Go ahead and get your guesses in the chat now. As soon as it pops up, there we go. 1 through 22. Put your guess into chat where you think that GT Big Key is going to be. Your prize, should you guess accurately where that key is going to be, is going to get you and net you some fabulous imaginary internet points worth absolutely nothing. Good luck.
And you're really setting it great.
I will stop the game as soon as Edda enters into GT. Get your last second checks in now. Where do you think that key is going to be? Miss Chelsea's making quick work of the back of Skullwoods here. She's not going to be far behind.
Yeah. Gannis Tower could still be could still make the things more closer. I think eddaump has still a comfortable lead here.
There's check number 1. Bob's torch is a small key. Rip Bob. We're going to see his inverted version pop. Should we go toward the Armos? As Chelsea is going to have a little bit of a faster moth fight, solely because of equipment and Edda taking the death warps. And there are our flippers and our book. We can read and we can swim. And the big key in Dark Magician's Room. That is check number 4. Congratulations to our fabulous winner. You are handsome and pretty at the same time. No one guessed 4, but Sen 123 guessed number 5. Congratulations, as you scored yourself 21 big imaginary points in our GT Big Key guessing game.
With all like the 3 chests open at like something very nice in theory, so I would have opened the 4th one just in case the flippers are here, because like it was a, statistically like you know,
I guess silvers could have been there.
Yeah, flippers, book, big key, silvers. That's like the, you know, we don't need the flippers in the book at this point, but you know, it's like major items, so could have been hanging out with them. But no, eddaump is like, no time to lose. I'm on my way.
I'm tired of this scene. Get me out of this.
Yeah. So right now, it's eddaump's race to lose here. Chelsea's not gonna be that much behind if she goes left side, but I know some. I don't know what's our favorite route, but if she goes left side, right side, I don't know my right and my left. But if she go the opposite side and she pushes, she could be even more behind. So we'll see about that.
Edda's making quick work of this GT climb with that tempered sword, using silver arrow strats here, throwing pots. I prefer using fire rod strats here, but hey, you know, c'est la vie. I
think he's probably keeping the fire rod magic for the fight against the Moldorm, not the Moldorm, the Land Molas, you know.
Yep.
Makes sense. Don't have silvers.
He does have safeties though. He did go buy potions, so they did.
The important part with safeties is not having them; it's using them. Okay, and he's doing it. Okay, because I often see the thing where people buy potion and they just don't use them, and it's like, why bother? Yeah.
Yeah, you took the 20 seconds to go get it, so use it.
Okay, and that's gonna be a time sink here for Chelsea. She's going on the right side, but you know,
swag punting though, that's always worth it.
Yeah, could have been a right move if the Vicky was not in the first room and eddaump was on his way right now. She could have taken the lead with this routing. So like it's not about the routing decision, it's just the way Rando goes.
Yep,
a good 50-50 at the end here.
I like doing hope room first. If I get a small key, go right. If I don't, go left. Chelsea might go full right too, so she likes doing that. It'll be interesting to see. Chelsea's gonna get the bad news. Her big key is not here. Gonna pick up this small key here in this conveyor belt room. Probably mirror.
Nope, we're committing. That's even worse. But
as I said, Chelsea likes doing this.
Yeah,
I like it. It's gutsy. Sometimes dumb, but gutsy all of the time.
Yeah, and at this point where we were, it doesn't really matter. So it's kind of okay. It's not like you lose the race on that decision. Could have been, like, if anything, it would have made her win the race maybe. So it's just,
yeah, nothing wrong with that decision at all. As Edda is going to be checking for any additional safeties, upgrades, silvers, butter sword. We know where the armor's at. It's on pyramid. So. And elects to, yep, nope, I'm good. I'm not going to be doing anything else. Goodbye. I'm out of here. Peace to y'all.
You know, we said rip Bob, and then we saw Bob anyway, so, you know, that's the... Oh. Moldorm 1, eddaump 0.
Yeah, Edda's got the fortunate lead here. A whole GT climb is approximately 3 minutes worth of work, and Chelsea is rooms away from seeing that big key.
No silvers today.
We've got to spin to win. I guess we could see slashes. Slashes also do count, but that's just for swag at that point. As we get a Naga 2 fight here from Edda. 1 wizard, 2 shadows, and that is a terrible lineup. Gets a nice double though. Very nicely done. Gets only 1 shot there, as Chelsea is going to look in just a piece of cartographer's paper in that bottom right chest. Another double for Edda here.
Yeah, the first 2 setups or pattern were not very good for the geometry. The 2 subsequent one were better here. And
as Chelsea's making her climb, approximately 3, maybe 4 minutes behind Edda here. Chelsea's execution on the GT climb is amazing, so she will pick up time here, especially since Edda took a Moldorm fall. And she just has enough arrows to get us through that mimic room as we get our first big fight over here on the left-hand side.
let's go.
Asking us about burritos is the pig. 12 swipes, 6 spins will push our pig friend into phase 2. Same thing for phase 2 to phase 3. 6 spins, 12 swipes with that bacon sword. Ooh!
Ay, ay, ay.
As Edda takes a death here on the pig. Not that big of a deal. You spawn right here at the pyramid. He wasn't super far in, so not that much of a loss of time.
I think eddaum's gonna be very happy that this race is over once it's over.
Yeah, taking 2 deaths to Mothula, a pig death, you know, falling on Moldorm 2. You don't feel like your execution is at the cleanest there, but he did make the right routing choices at the right time, and routing is always your best friend. I think he has
Don't
another
die
blue
again.
potion.
Yes, use the potion you bought. That's good.
Yeah, weird he didn't elect to go ahead and... Oh, don't save and quit. Don't do that. Weird you didn't elect to go ahead and use the cape there just for extra safeties. You had that blue potion in pocket. You get yourself the torch glitch, and you're good to go.
Especially now with the quick swap, you can technically no time loss of using the cape.
As Chelsea is doing her Lamela's fight, unfortunately misses the 1 cycle. That's okay. A couple of spins here, more fire rod shots will take care of these wormy boys. She's electing to save the magic for our favorite rooms in all of Rando Entertainment, our Wizrobes 1 and 2.
Right, we're gonna come up on the torchlit. It's not mandatory, but pretty useful in a... Oh no, don't... Ooh!
If you
didn't get it.
Torch glitch. Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no. You're gonna have to time these torches.
But that was very, very near from a fall here.
If you don't move when you get hit by the bat, you stay in place.
Oh,
So what that bat does is when you get hit by it, is it inverts your controls. So if you press down, you go up. If you go up, you press down. And the best thing you can do is just eat it and stand still.
I think eddaump still has a 3rd blue potion, so there is really no problem with the magic.
And the worst thing for Edda here is to run out of magic or take a pig fall. Chelsea's right on his tail, not that far behind, gaining ground here. But yeah, Vortex of Doom brings it up. It inverts your momentum. So if you just stand still and don't move, it doesn't do that. You just get pushed where the bats push you. As another spin goes in for Edda, this is significantly closer than what we imagined. Using that lamp with the last tiny slivers of magic that he has.
Do we have? Yeah, we have another blue. We're good. We're good.
Okay. Whew.
Yeah. Yes, we have all the bottles in the world here, and we have all the money.
So Chelsea's going to be heading into her Aga 2 fight. A couple more spins will do this pig in.
There it is.
And with that, Double Dippers and eddaump become the first runner to clear the seed, making them the winner with an official race time GG crossing of the finish line of 1 hour, 39 minutes, and 8 seconds. Get your GGs in the chat for Edda for getting through this hacking seed that put all of our progression in dungeons. Success! And we'll see if we'll get Edda in here, or Chelsea, or both of our runners here for an interview momentarily as we see Chelsea entering into her bacony fight.
And it's gonna be a very close race in the end. Like I said, it could have been either way, and yeah, the big key decision here is gonna really look way worse when you think about it at the end, when there's not so much a time difference. And okay, a death here.
I don't think she has a fairy. Nope. Alright. What kind of burrito? What kind of burrito would you be at Olive? Would you be a spicy bacony burrito? I prefer having a nice chill Monterey burrito with sour cream, potatoes inside of it.
Okay, chipotle chicken burrito.
Chipotle chicken.
Yeah, that's what I get at my local burrito place. With cheese curds in it. I know it's a French-Canadian thing, but pretty good.
I bet you they do that in Wisconsin. As Chelsea going through her pig fight, you don't have any safety steps. Gotta be careful. Oh, pig hug. That's okay. You gotta be real careful here. Oh boy. Oh boy. Luckily, phase 3 and 4, there's literally no reason for you to take any damage unless you just put yourself in the wrong position. As the silver arrows were inside of GT somewhere.
Yeah,
don't know where.
Probably has to be a render room, because we've seen pretty much everything else. Maybe firebar, maybe lonely.
I say big chest.
Oh, okay.
Just to be a jerk.
Could be tile room to go with the tile of eddaump, you know. And I like when you have like 2 hearts on the edge, get and fight, you know, the beeps telling you, reminding you that death is so near. There it is.
Alright, get your GGs in the chat for ChelseyxLynn as she completes the seed for But We're Buddies with a race time GG official time of 1 hour, 42 minutes, and 28 seconds. Good work by Chelsea.
Yep.
And we'll see if we'll get somebody in for any sort of interview. It looks like Chelsea's willing to go ahead and chat with us. I don't know about Edda. We'll see momentarily.
Well, it was a nice race for sure. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah, really no difference in time between our runners. 3 minutes in a race like this that was so funneled towards specific dungeons is really not that much of a gap. The difference was Chelsea added in extra checks that she didn't need to make. At the time, she didn't know she needed to make them. And Edda skipping, Eastern Palace Tile Room and Hera. Committed to that Skullwood clear, even though they took a couple of unfortunate deaths. So, that was really the big time save. Didn't have to climb back, up the mountain after saving that portal. That did save Chelsea a little bit of time, but not enough to kind of close the gap there.
Yeah. We're going to see if we can send an invite to the runners, because apparently didn't happen.
Outside of that, that puts Double Dippers at 6 points in their division. These are two teams that are in the same division. That's going to move them up into a tie with WJPD-TB with 6 points through 4 games raced. The leader in the division right now is Shaktool's Digging Game with 9 points so far in a very competitive division and league, the Invitational League in the Dark World Conference.
GG's Adam that has joined us here.
Yeah, GG's on that race. Really, the big question is your decision to leave Hera and Eastern Palace's last items where they were. That was kind of the difference in the race. Kind of go through your thought process of leaving those checks orphaned and committing to doing more density in different places. Edda, can you hear us?
Sorry, there it is.
Okay, yeah. Perfect.
I felt so behind with those deaths. I mean, the beginning of the game definitely didn't feel good, dying in mini Moldorm Cave. So I just said I had to go for extreme item density. I left purple chest behind. I was not even going to try to do Hera Basement. And I said, if I'm going to win this race, I have to make some gambles. So they luckily paid off.
All right, and Chelsea joins us as well. Chelsea, really, the only question I have for you is, you left hammer pegs after doing the smith chain. Was that just a slip of mind, or was that a conscious decision of, I'll come back and do that once I can fake powder or get batter?
I'm personally boycotting that check. No, I just forgot.
Okay. Because we were like...
I have beef with that check.
And then you tried to use the mirror to pick up our good friend Jeremiah the Bullfrog, and you almost got stuck there.
Yep, I did that.
Did you forget you had mitts there, or?
I was trying.
Oh.
No, I was trying. Trust me, I was trying. I just kept getting bonked for whatever reason. No, I was just having a meltdown. Oh, like why did I mirror there? I have no idea why I mirrored there. That I have no idea. I can't tell you that one. No clue why. That was a finger slip. I don't know what happened there. I just was not thinking. I don't know. My brain hasn't been fully here today, so I've just been all over the place. I was the reason why I did so many checks really was because I was banking on a hover seed, and I knew where the ice rod was, and I was just not wanting to double dip. Like, I was just not willing to commit to going into Turtle Rock and getting like flippers or the hook shot and like having to go on a wild adventure for the boots. I just didn't want that to happen. So I'm like, if I can somehow just get the boots and get into go mode, I'm gonna try to. So that was my brain. And then I felt behind, so I went right side, and that was just kind of the nail in the coffin there. I felt really happy about at least getting back into Turtle Rock. That was fun.
Like I said, yes, it didn't pay off for this right side key, but since you were behind, that could have been the thing that put you back in the race. So I think it's not a bad decision routing wise. Could have gone either way. So
yeah. I mean, it'd be that way sometimes.
Yeah, like I like to say, it is what it is. But yeah,
Other than
that's,
that, you were pretty close in the sea. Just 3 minutes. Each of you took a death to the pig, and Edda took a fall to Moldorm. Outside of that, yeah, it was a really close race. Both of you guys were in Turtle Rock at the same time, so that's greatly appreciated with just the high level of skill that you guys put on.
Yeah. I mean, I feel okay about it. I didn't have any meltdowns, so that was cool. That's all I can ask for.
For you, Edda, that moth fight was not super fun for you. You took a couple deaths there. Kind of go through your feelings and thought processes as you were committed to killing that moth, knowing that you didn't really have an item there outside of the crystal, just to make your endgame routing a little bit easier.
Yeah, I figured let me do this. Let me collect my thoughts. I was going there for the flute anyway, so I said, let me get this out of the way. And then the moth wasn't kind. I do that fight on Master Sword 5 hearts, and it's usually not an issue. But today I just I don't know. I guess maybe nerves were getting me today because I normally don't play this poorly. But things happen, and we just play the best we can each day.
All right. Well,
yeah, I gotta say, very impressed by the fact that you kept on going, even if things didn't go your way a few times. You kept collected and pushed over, and still got it. So that's impressive in my books.
Thank you very much.
So this was for both of you. That pod was an interesting Palace of Darkness that had basically all of your progression for the rest of the seed.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. I was like, man, because I had a little thought after pod. I'm like, I could just pop into Turtle Rock and see if the boots are chilling in there, because of course the boots are chilling in there, because why wouldn't they be? But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm the queen of not doing the right thing ever. So that's just how it is.
Yeah, usually that's my job of not doing the right thing. I got lucky today.
Yeah, that's the thing I'm not good at. I'm not good at being lucky.
Only gaming do I get lucky every once in a while. Usually it's a PED, Iago 1 seed.
Yeah, after you guys got through Eastern and the Palace of Darkness, you guys headed over to do Mire and Desert Dips. That's when Edda decided to go ahead and do the Mothula fight. And it was really super close up until that end. Really, the difference was that Skull Woods commitment. Chelsea, you ended up going back up the mountain using your mirror portal to kind of shave off another Turtle Rock climb. That cut, 40 seconds through?
I needed to do desert either way.
Yeah.
So there was really no getting around that. I would have had to climb up again. So I think it overall saved a lot of time, because I had if I'd done Skull Woods, it wouldn't have mattered. I would have had to go back and do desert real quick. I didn't have a book, so I would have lost my portal going into desert.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So yeah, it really didn't make a difference. So I needed to go back up to Turtle Rock to keep my portal. That was the most important thing to me, was not having to go all the way through Turtle Rock again.
Yeah, and it probably saved you about 40 seconds versus Edda climbing through Turtle Rock again. It's not having to go and dash your way even with boots. It's still about 2 minutes to go through all of Turtle Rock plus your climb up. So it's a nice little save to have. Something to put into somebody's back pocket that they might use next time.
Yeah, I wasn't saving the portal there because I knew there was no chance at saving the portal because of the desert.
Yeah, there seemed to be a little bit of a confusion on your on your part there when Death Warp mirror. Do I go back? But in the end, I think saving the portal was doable, and I think it still saved a little bit of time with the hook shot, but not as big of the time save because of the
if the hook shot didn't lead to what it did, it absolutely would not have been worth it. I would have had to lose it anyways, but since the hook shot was found, which led to the boots, there was kind of no reason not to just grab the ice rod and go straight back to that portal and skip the rest of Turtle Rock.
I forgot that I had gone to outside, so I thought I was mirroring to the front of the dungeon, and I was like, oh well, that was a mistake.
Oh yeah.
And my last question for you, Edda, is what happened in the back of Desert Palace there? You lifted up the far right-hand pot, went to go unlock the door, and then started walking back. What was going on?
I was so confused at that point, and again, with so many deaths, everything just it wasn't working. I'm like, where the heck is the key? I'm like, did I steal a key? I'm like, no, I didn't steal a key. What am I doing? The pot, it's under the pot.
Because we were doing the same thing. We're like, did he not get the key from the pot? Did he get that key, or did it disappear? Did something happen with that key? What's going on?
Yeah, that was awfully embarrassing.
It's for a good laugh. You had a little bit of a lead at that time, and just we figured it was this seed just hacking up your brain cells and making you a little bit confused and disoriented.
Yeah, it's pretty much exactly what it is.
All right, Olive, do you got any more questions for our runners today?
No, I'm good, man. I think pretty happy with that race. It was fun to watch, and wishing everybody a good weekend.
Yeah, well, thank you, ChelseyxLynn and eddaump, for joining us in the booth today after their race that Edda went ahead and took 3 points for, and Chelsea made super close. Remember, you can follow both of our runners by hitting the !R command inside of Twitch chat. That's going to give you links to both of their Twitch pages. You can do the same thing for your commentary team. By hitting the !C command inside of Twitch chat, you'll get your commentary teams, Scary Olive, and myself, Worldwide Wimpy. Our tracker today, who was the wonderful and lovely Jinxie Girl, it's the most thankless job in all of Randomizer broadcasting, so good work on that, and thank you very much to Speed Gaming for restreaming this game. Remember, you can check out the ALTTPRleague.com to see future matchups between your favorite runners and teams. Just check out that schedule page. You'll see where they're going to be broadcasted on, all that fun. The Invitational League is going to be across all of the Speed Gaming Network. The ALTTPR League Open is going to be across the ALTTPR League channel on Twitch and occasionally here on speedgaming.com. We have a full weekend lined up for you when it comes to races here. Still continuing on the Speed Gaming network of channels later tonight on Speed Gaming 4. We have a double header between Fendra Drifters and Seal W. On Speed Gaming at 9:10 Eastern, we have a matchup between the Immortals and Waffle House Drive-Thru. And all matchups going through the weekend as well as we finish up here in week 2. Olive, any last thoughts? No. So for myself, Scary Olive, your restream team, your tracker, thank you very much for joining us today for this ALTTPR Week 2 matchup. You guys have yourself a good rest of your weekend.
Bye!